Hi everybody, I'm Dan Hughes-Morgan. I'm the Policy and Strategy Lead from the Model Hospital team in NHS Improvement. I'm 3 weeks into this job, so if you spot any howlers, probably not my fault. If anything, it's great. Definitely a big change that I've introduced. This is the sign-up page to the Model Hospital. If any of you haven't signed up, please do. This is the front cover of the Carter report, which I really hope that you're all aware of. This is really the foundation of all of the work that we're doing in the Operational Productivity Directorate at NHS Improvement, and it's where the Model Hospital comes from. The background to the Carter report, it works with 32 trusts across the country, really wanted to get a bottom-up view of operational productivity. This is an example of the kind of thing we found. This is one ward over time. You can see that we've got the required nursing hours per patient day there, and at the weekend, sometimes we've got clearly not enough nursing, but other times you can see we've got more than enough and we've still got agency staff at the top. So the idea was that hospitals don't really actually have this information. A couple of things what the Model Hospital isn't. It is not this. We do occasionally get asked where we're going to build it. It's also not that. No Lego or Sylvanian families involved, I'm afraid. Next one's going to pop up. It is also not how to build a hospital. There was, I think, an idea early on that maybe opening a hospital was a bit like opening a franchise of McDonald's, and you could just give people a manual and it would tell you exactly how you make your Big Mac or your CT scan. And I think very quickly people realised that's not going to work. It's just too complicated, too many moving parts. So instead we've taken this approach, and this is really the foundation of everything we're talking about. And this is compare, improve, and iterate. You see what I did there? So really the idea is we give people the information, we let trusts know this is where you are, this is where you're sitting, this is how your peers are performing. We give you time to improve, and then you go back and you do it again. And it's all about taking that stepwise approach to improvement. This is the sign-up page again. Again, if you haven't signed up, please do sign up. Please do come and use it. Let us know how you've used it, how you found it helpful. It's very easy. model.nhs.uk. It's right there, and I'll approve your membership myself. This is what you get when you go into the landing page. So I'll just show you a few key things, and then we'll look at some examples. These notifications here on the corner, this is something that we've just released. I don't know if you see there's numbers in there, and that tells you where you've got particular issues, so where you might be in the highest quartile, you're an outlier, you're not reaching a particular benchmark. You click on one of those tiles, you get one of these pages, and this shows you these variation charts. So this is every trust in the country, and this in the bottom right is a time series. So some of the data, depending on what we think is most helpful and what we've been told by users, we show different views on that tabular form. This is the new opportunity scanner. This breaks down your total cost for one unit of output. It's a standardized unit that we've created called the WOW, the Weighted Activity Unit. And again, it's highlighting where you are furthest away from the median or where you are in the upper or lower quartile. If you click on one of those segments, it allows you to drill down into that data a bit more. So it gives you these, it breaks it down into we've got 10 metrics in this compartment here. It's in different subcompartments, and it allows you to select your peer group. So we've selected CQC Outstanding as the peer group here, but you can also select your STP footprint or your NHSI region. You click on one of those, and it takes you into this variation chart, and this shows you across the whole country where you sit on the, I think the NHS uses these to death, but this is the kind of standard view. It allows, that black bar is you, the grey bars are your peer group that you've selected, and it shows you where you are. This is another new feature that we've just launched. In the top left-hand corner of these graphs, you click on the drop-down, and you can plot any metric within the same compartment against on the y-axis against your selected metric on the x-axis, and it allows you to see whether there's any pattern or relationship. In this case, it doesn't look like it. An example of how this can be used, and it can be pretty basic and mundane in some ways. So this shows water costs for a trust, and you can see, okay, it's heading in the right direction, but it's more than twice as high as the comparator trusts and the national median. So they looked at it, they thought, what's the problem here? Turns out they've got a leak. And they've had this leak for ages, and no one thought it was that big a deal. Fix the leak, hundreds of thousands of pounds saved in water costs. So it can really be as simple as that in some of these, but without that information, without that data, you'd never know. And this is the kind of low-hanging fruit that I think we can knock out with some of this stuff. Bit more of a detailed example. This is another trust that looked like, you can see the black bar, they're way off on the right-hand side there. Looked like they had an issue with their ST&T pay cost per unit output. Looked like they were paying way over the odds. So they thought, we'll do a bit of looking into this. And it looked like, actually, it might be something to do with the way they were using their nursing staff and their other support staff. And maybe they were offsetting lower nursing costs by overusing other groups of staff, or maybe that was appropriate. So they looked at it, they drilled down into it a bit more, and you can see that on their nursing staff costs, they're actually way off on the left-hand side. So actually, they then drill down, look at what people are actually doing. I think actually, for them, this is a reasonable conclusion. Actually, there isn't a problem here for this trust particularly, but what they did identify is that there are several trusts that are way off in the red on both of those measures. And this is really where we want to take the model hospital next, which is building a kind of self-sustaining network of improvement. So not only can trusts go on and identify the issues that they've got in their own trusts, they can also then share what they've done with it with other users of the model hospital, so that we start to get a bit of that kind of, like I say, self-sustaining improvement going. And this is the sign-up page again. So in case anybody hasn't got the message, please do sign up. I'll be counting the number of people in the room and checking that we've got that many sign-ups afterwards. Model.nhs.uk. Do log in, and that is the inbox if you want to send us any questions.